Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap Session for Wednesday, July the 19th, 2017. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market. Then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. We do create four main hypotheses, two which we are looking at closely, and then two that are extended hypotheses. And we're doing this not to try to predict the market. What we're doing is putting a plan together for what the market does do, and then execute the plan that closest fits what the market is showing us once the RTH session has opened up. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email, quantumleapfeatures@gmail.com. There's no website. There's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to during the pre-market session, and we do live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, first things first, let's look at the news. News at 8:30 Eastern Time, we had manufacturing sales came out better than expected for Canada, and then building permits and housing starts both came out as a decent beat. 10:30, we have some Australian CB leading index, and then crude oil inventories. But that's about it for the news today. We are just mainly going into the heat of the earnings seasons now, and so far the earnings have been fairly decent, and what is firing this market to continue to move up. Morgan Stanley, nice beat today. U.S. Bancorp, big beat. M&T Bank beat. I mean, everything has been a pretty strong beat, so far this morning. A lot of releases coming out overnight after the market closes. QCOM, T-Mobile, American Express, Alcoa, United Rentals. There's a long list. There's 49 earnings releases tonight. So getting into the heat of things, you can see that tomorrow we've got 49 before, 41 after, and pretty steady all the way through to next week, where we're right into the heat of things on Tuesday, which is one of the biggest earnings reports. Taking a look at yesterday. Yesterday, we again accepted value higher. Our main hypothesis yesterday was a rotation into the prior day, fail, rotate down. I was looking for a move down to 46 to 44. We only got as low as 48, and then buyers stepped in and brought us up, and we fought the low of the prior day, and then we finally rotated up towards the VPOC. Didn't quite get there. We did have a measured move that we were looking at most of the day, that we were waiting for that to happen. There was the measured move put in right there, and gave us a target of 57.50. We finally got that, and but we didn't get the naked VPOC at 58.75 before we closed right near the highs. Of course, we're accepting value higher. So overnight, what did they do? They go up and they put a double top in at the all-time high. The all-time high being 61.25. We opened up last night, got up to within one tick of the all-time high, rotated back down to test near the close yesterday. Our close was 24.58.25. They got down to 57.75, and then they rotated it back up to the 61, put a double top in, basically went sideways most of the night, and then we just on the news went up and hit the 61.25, putting a weak all-time high in, and now we're coming back into the overnight VPOC at 59.50. Overall, you can see that we've had the breakout of the longer term value. We've moved up and we've created, price acceptance. Yesterday's price acceptance going into yesterday was 56.50. They migrated it higher to 57.50, and now we're holding above it. So we are looking for continuation to break this double top at the all-time high at 61 and a quarter. So just step back. I always like to start my day taking a look at the macro and start with a simple candlestick chart on my paper money and a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA. And what I'm looking for is where we are within the trend in the different time frames. Do we have slope and separation? Is the trend being challenged or violated? And at what time frame? You can see monthly, beautiful, beautiful one-time framing up on the monthly with nice slope and separation, nowhere close to even violating the trend. On the weekly, we had violated the one-time framing. We had put that inside bar in and rotated down to the 9, and they basically fought the 9 and bounced off it, and then went and put in that new all-time high, and now we've got a double top at this new all-time high. Slope and separation trend is very much intact. The reason why I was looking for that move down to the 46, 44 area is we did put in a FUBAR Mr. Sneaky, and we rotated down yesterday. Just didn't quite close the gap, and then the buyer stepped in, and now we've got this week high at 61 and a quarter, and looking for continuation up. On the downside, on the intraday time frame, you can see we did rotate down, tested the 20, tried to break below and violate the upward trend. Then they bought it and bounced right back up, and now we're holding above the 9 and the 20. I don't think that this is really going to be a really big move to the upside. We are seeing opposing forces coming in. You can see that within the daily and the intraday time frames. But we're likely to expand this a little bit more before we roll over. We are losing some slope and some separation on the intraday. Going to the 1 hour, you can see that we've come down, tested the 20, and then rotated up. But you can see the opposing force coming in and taking absorption into the buying as we move towards that all-time high. Going to the 30-minute, basically sideways consolidation. 15-minute, you can see we popped on the news, and now we're back and fighting the 20 SMA. Again, sideways consolidation. And then on the 5-minute, you can see that we've broken below the 20, but trying to get back above it. And this could be a sign that we could get a counter rotation here. Not expecting a real big counter rotation. Looking to come down and test that 58 and the VPOC from yesterday at 54 and a quarter. So the overnight inventory is basically net long to neutral. We're holding above the prior day range for the most part, but very, very tight range. We basically have a compression going on in the Globex, but they are accepting price above the prior day range, which means likely to get the move to the upside rather than move to the downside. So taking a look at our numbers, our overnight high is our all-time high right there at 61 and a quarter. Our overnight low is 57.75. One of the tightest overnight sessions we've seen for a while. We basically held above the value area from the prior day. Our VPOC is not likely to shift. It's 59.50. And we're trading just above the prior day range. Pretty good kurtosis around the 59.50. that means that we're likely to move away from here, whether to be the downside or the upside, we don't know. So in terms of trade levels, obviously we're watching the range high and this naked VPOC at the 58.75, 58.50 area, and looking for them to bounce off of it. But if we do get inside, this is a rare occasion where I will use the VPOC as an entry to go long, simply because we have, we're compressing and we're accepting value higher. So if they do get a rotation down, I'm looking for the buyers to step in between here and the value area low, which is also right near the open of the RTH session yesterday and the previous all-time high, which was 51.50. So I'm looking for buyers to step in between the 54 and the 51 area for a continuation and a break to the all-time high. I don't know if they'll rotate that far. We do have a LVN right here at 56, so I'll be watching the 56 area as well. I'm actually going to go a little bit lower to the 55.75. And then the only other area that matters to me below is this 48. No longer need this right here. And this is going to be my over-under line. Because if we get below that, then I'm looking for a move down into that 45, 46 area again. I'm going to use 45.75. Our daily ATR is running at 17.18. So off of the low overnight, our upside daily ATR is actually 24.75, right at a quarter number. If you believe in the theory of eights, that would be a significant target. And then off of the all-time high and the overnight high of 61.25, our downside daily ATR target is, that's wrong. My calculator's going nutsy on me. 61.25. 44. And then below the 44, we have the naked microcomposite VPOC at 41.25. And then the 39, and then back into this balance, okay, around the microcomposite VPOC that we just broke out of at the 35. And there's a lot of repair to be done down here between 35 and 22. And our month open, we're way above our month open at 24.22. So in terms of hypotheses, I'm looking for an open auction just outside of range, or just inside of range but outside of value. Rotation down, and somewhere between if they do get inside of the value area, somewhere between the 55 and the 52, I'm looking for them to find buyers, rotate us up, and go and break out and start with new price discovery and all new all-time highs. And we do have range capabilities all the way up into 75. Secondary hypothesis is a rotational day, another day, third day, a fourth day of balance around this 57.50. So I'm looking for an open auction out of range, a push up, make a new all-time high, responsive sellers step in, come back down, and rotate inside of this blocky area of the profile, and basically put in another rotational day with the biased to the upside as we accept this value around 57.50. And then hypothesis number 3 is an open test drive, failure to break inside of value, initiative buyers stepping in on the open, taking us immediately up and coming up into the 70s and targeting that 75 and basically going sideways up in the 70s as we put in new all-time highs. And then the fourth hypothesis is an open auction out of range, a failure to take out the all-time high and the overnight high, or a false breakout, responsive seller stepping in, rotating us down into the 54 to 52 area, chopping here, and then failing and pushing us down towards that 44, 46 area and closing somewhere down a little bit lower as we come back and do some backfill. Maybe even a late day probe down into the 41 to 39 area. So that's going to complete our pre-market session. Oh, let me do gold, sorry, quickly. You can see that gold has made a big move up. We actually gapped up here. We have a bit of balance going on right here. And we're accepting value higher at 41. The target was back up into the 45. We got as high as 44.10, and the buyers are staying on this, and I'm expecting a move up into the 45 today and chop around this area. Next big destination above, of course, is the composite VPOC, which is all the way up here at 1256.50. That's the most traded price and the most accepted price, going all the way back to 2008, October 2008. So we are looking for a rotation back up into this magnet here. Areas to keep an eye on at this 43 area. If we get above it, look for them to push through another couple bucks up into the 45. If they do get above the 49 area today, then I would be looking them to test the 52. If they don't hold above the 40 area, look for them to rotate back towards this 33 area and come back and test the range high of the last 3 days before we broke out of this balance. And I'm going to move this over too so I can see that. You can see this area is pretty thin where we fully auctioned the lower part of this breakout candle. And now we're coming up, and we've probably spent some time filling this in between the 45 and the 33. So that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.